What's up guys, my name is Caesar Servant. I'm 21 years old. I live in Houston, Texas, and this is my Infiniti G35. I started liking cars whenever I was, 10 years old. My dad had an old car, and I didn't really knew much about cars, but I just always had a really strong feeling for racing and all that. I guess whenever Fast and Furious came out, that was the first movie that I was like, damn, I really like cars now. My first car was a 1995 Volkswagen GTI. The guy, he was one of my neighbors, and he actually sold it to my dad for $500 because he was gonna leave to Mexico. True story, but yeah, he was gonna leave to Mexico, and my dad had the cash with him, gave it to him, and the next day he gave me the car. I was really excited. Like I said, it was my first car. What can I say? The car had a lot of things, like a lot of mods. It was really loud. It had an intake, it had headers, it had an exhaust, it had Volks, it had two-tone color. It was actually gray and black, and it had halos, which I'll try to see if I can post a picture of it right now. But yeah, that was my first car. I drove the car for a few days until I blew the heads. I don't know how, but the car was done. I sold it back to some guy on Craigslist for $1,500, and from there I got a Honda Accord 03. Got insulted in school by a friend telling me that was a girl's car. Sold it a few days later, and then that's whenever I got this car. My plans for this car, before I started YouTube, I guess one of my biggest goals was to bag my car, and well, now it's bagged. I'm on, well, I guess let's just start from the beginning. The first thing I did to it was I installed the BC coilovers, and I always wanted BC. I didn't want to go with a cheaper brand like Raceland or Tane. I don't know, for some reason I always had like bad reviews about them, but also they're really affordable, and BC coilovers were $1,000, which I couldn't afford. So I went on Craigslist, and I actually found a guy that sold them for $500, and I had the money at the moment, and I copped them. The next day I installed them, and I was really low, scraping everywhere. But for me, the feeling of scraping and I guess just ruining my car was something really exciting for me. I don't know why, but I just really wanted to be low. I never thought my car was ever gonna look like this. It's not where I want it to be, but it's getting there. I have a lot of friends that are into cars, and they always motivate me to step it up a little bit more, you know? I guess for the future on this car, I want to eventually 6-speed swap it. I feel like I want to remove the bags and do performance on the car, but at the same time I do like this car for it to be a show car, so I'm still very undecided on what side to go to, either performance or stands. As of right now, I'm going to stands. I really plan on getting a different car and I guess do full performance on it. Still looking for the car, but options right now are either 240 Infiniti. Performance is, I always love performance. I live in Houston, Texas. Street racing, 1320. It has to be performance in Houston. The things I've done to the car are, I have a VIS carbon fiber hood. I have the front bumper from Strictly Business Motorsports. I have the G37S wheels. They're 19-inch. I want to say they're 19x8 and 19x9 in the rear. I have a duck-built trunk from R1 Autoworks. Hood as well is from R1 Autoworks. And I guess I want to say that's pretty much it. For my bags, I have UAS bags, and the kit I got it from Bag Riders. So Bag Riders, please sponsor me. I want to eventually go with a airlift or accurate management. Right now I have a manual, which is from Bag Riders, and it's amazing. I like it. I don't have to worry about electrical issues. It's all manual. For this channel, I want to eventually really grow it big to the point where I could actually help people and people could help me. I've always liked the car scene. I'm into cars. I love cars. Cars are amazing. They're my passion. And well, yeah guys, I guess this is gonna be it. This is my 03 Infiniti G35. My name is Caesar, and I will see you on the next one.